It's like,
Yeah.
I don't care if you're live, but I'm
Yeah.
sure you do.
No, yeah, I really appreciate that. Thank you. Because it totally crashed on me right when I started my stream before, and I forgot to hit go live again. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
So, to reiterate it again now that I'm live, basically, what you got to do is like really opt for more positional pressure in general, and that'll allow you to like really find where you get to move, when you get to swing, when you get to hit, like all that stuff, you know, rather than just like going for it. Because there's, I think there's a couple moments where like you do it and then you get punished and you're good about it for like a minute or two, and then you do it again and you get punished, and then you get frustrated and then you lose. And what you got to do is just remember that like if you don't know what to do, don't just do something random. Because there was no justification behind this side B. This was just raw, like, I think he's going to let go of shield and do something weird. If he hadn't done that. And instead, like, now you get nared. And it's like, it didn't lead to a lot because you're a low percent and, like, he didn't get the good hit. But, like, it didn't need to happen. You know what I'm saying?
So, going back to that same exact position with the side B, what would you say would be a better option? Obviously, that one's the wrong
So what you would do,
like, if they're sitting in shield,
you just let go of shield right here where you were standing, and you just sit there and wait.
Just wait.
Yep.
Okay.
Because if Yoshi tries to jump into you with anything, your moves are faster. You can jump nair, you can jump fair, you can up smash, you can F tilt, you can shield. So if they try to like forward air or jump into you with nair or anything like that, you can stuff it out. So you have no reason to fear. You don't need to go and chase after them, especially because you have really good control and you had like, remember when someone puts themselves in shield, they've now lost mobility, right? And that immediately gives you advantage state, as well as when someone is holding shield early, they are now on a timer because shield breaks by itself, remember, right?
Yep.
And so you gotta catch those moments and just wait. That's it. Because and the best part too is if you're standing where you were before right here, he can't reach you with anything like unreactable to shield. You're not close enough for nair. You can't get grabbed. And like that move, that's super slow too. Forward air super slow. All that stuff. That makes sense.
Yeah.
And that's really the big thing I want you to keep in mind is that like you don't. What's the way I want to put it? You want to make sure that it's like when you don't know what to do, it's okay to do nothing. That's really the thing to take from today that I'm already seeing is that like you just gotta do nothing more, because a lot of times you're kind of just like going for stuff and there's no justification, there's no confidence, there's not anything behind it, and then even when it works you get like one of those landing fairs and you're like right here, you're like you buffered shield and everything, you were like you didn't react in any capacity and you got nothing out of it. That makes sense,
right? Yeah. I also that landing hit fair, I hit with the last part of it, so I couldn't even combo out of it.
Even though you couldn't combo off of it, had you not shielded there, you could have tried to punish what he did next, because he couldn't punish you for hitting him with it. That makes sense?
Yeah.
Where when you did that, you then put yourself back into a neutral interaction. Good, you caught that. And there's like, you're trying to punish things just a little bit too late. I want you to be a little bit more comfortable with like hesitating. Like, you're gonna hesitate, you're gonna miss opportunities, and you just want to keep waiting for the next thing to happen instead of just trying to force it. That makes sense?
Yeah, okay.
He stood there and he was like, I'm so sick. I felt it, that in like the disposition of like, I'm the best player in the world. Oh, I love that. I love moments like that where both players are like, damn, that just happened. Like, wow. It just barely doesn't.
Yeah, I remember when that happened, I was like, is this entire game going to be like this?
Yeah.
But it's not, it's not.
And then like this was good, where you jumped here and you waited, right? Because you applied pressure, because right here, you jump and you're looking at him and you go, okay, what is he doing? Oh, he's shielded. Okay, now I can hit him. And regardless of what he tried to do there, he would have got hit by down air. That makes sense. Unless he did like a perfect spot dodge, but that's like, this is online, right?
Yeah,
it's just not gonna happen. You'd have to like read your fastball timing. Yeah, so even like here, like this is a great example. Like you play off of it, which is fine, but like you hit the side B and you hesitate, right? And from this, and I'll let this play out one more time so you can see this, because you're late on your combo, because you're like, oh, you hit him and you're like, I don't know what to do. Or it's like, I don't know if I hit that. Like, you didn't expect it, or you weren't sure what to do on that DI or, like, the percent that he was at. So you sat there for, like, a split second and then went, I'll just go for it. And he happened to air dodge, and then he missed. So he, like, double mistake here. But the only reason you won that interaction is because you made a double mistake. You got my point?
Yeah.
And that's what I want you to keep in mind, is that, like, you get that hit, and it's like, cool, I got advantage state. Stop. Positional pressure when you don't know what to do, and see what he does next. Because if he just tries to jump into you and land on you, like, whatever, sure, go for it. And, like, deal with that. Or move out of the way and whiff punish and stuff like that. Like, I will say, one of the tools that you don't use with Falco, you don't use dash attack. It's just a burst range. It's just a punish, you know? I feel like you're looking for a lot of aerials. You're trying to get combos and stuff like that. And sometimes, man, you just gotta swat the fly, you know? You just hit him. Get advantage state. Go from there. Because Falco is a character that's really good at resetting and really good at anti-airing and, like, getting then the combo hit after the hit, right? And, like, finding these just raw hits because your moves beat moves really well. And, like, you have the tools to just invalidate everything this Yoshi's trying to do to you. And you have to have confidence in that instead of being like, oh, I need to go fight Yoshi. Why would you ever want to do that? Right? It's like, oh, like, he doesn't know how, like, he's struggling to hit me. And I don't know how to hit him. But I keep swatting him away every time he tries to hit me. I'm just going to keep doing that until he stops. And if he never stops, then you're good. That makes sense? Because you're, like, mixing up for the sake of it. And, like, stopping doing things for the sake of it. And you don't have to do that. And, like, this game already, like, I'm already seeing that you're doing a lot better with, like, trying to find stuff. And, like, this was a good, like, you had the right intent here. You didn't get the execution because you didn't run far enough. But you had the right idea, which is really good. You should have waited a little bit longer and run a little bit more forward. And then there, like, the moments like this, like, I can see you're looking at him way more in this game. And I think that's definitely the big thing. Like, do you feel like you've been looking at yourself a lot again?
No, I don't feel like I react fast enough, honestly.
So the best way to deal with, like, reacting to things faster is that you need to have exposure to it, right? Raw reaction time, like, yeah, you're not going to react to shit. This game is wild. Like, buttons are fast. Moves are very, not, like, low lag, right? It's hard. So, like, an example of that would be, like, Fox dash attack. It's not safe on block or anything like that, but it's really quick, and sometimes you're like, oh, and you see it, and then you get hit by the jab or whatever after, right?
Right.
You're not ready for it. And so what you have to look at to get better at reacting to things, like the move, you rationalize the frame data for it by looking at ultimate frame data. You look at how safe or how unsafe it is, and, like, end lag and total frames, all that stuff, right? And the hitbox. Then what you look at is, okay, if this does, like, the situation of it hitting your shield, and where you're struggling, let's say, right? Like, theoretically, what would you do? How would you punish it? At low percent, let's use that as an example. So Fox dash attack, and then let's pull up Falco. So what you want to do is have a predetermined answer that you already know for, like, how you deal with X thing. That makes sense?
Yeah.
So Fox dash attack is minus 17 approximately. It's a little odd because it depends on the early hit, the late hit, and, like, all that kind of stuff. So it's around there, right? So what that means is you ever run, like, 10 to 20 frames to punish him, right? You can do a lot of things, right? Yeah. So what you would want to do and, like, keep in mind is, like, your default. So, like, the easy ones to do would be what for you?
For out of shield?
Yeah, if he, like, stops in front of you, what would be the easy answers for you?
I believe up tilt safe. I know Nair is safe. Up smash should be safe there.
So up tilt won't be safe because what adds to frame 5? If you're in shield, why does that not work?
Because you have the shield drop. That's
11
what,
frames.
3 frames.
11 frames. Jumping is 3 frames. Remember, these are the numbers that you want to go and refresh and, like, really drill into your mind, and they're all right here. Shield drop, 11 frames. Jump squat.
Yeah, I
knew
the Nair and up smash. But yeah.
And so, like, Nair and up smash, that's 100% right. You got that exactly right. Now, back air is a funky one if he's behind you, because it might not hit depending on the character's, like, size and positioning, right? And so it's something you want to keep in mind.
I go for that all the time, and I always just whiff right above him.
It's one of those things that, like, what you got to do is, like, build that. And so one of the things I want you to do going forward is, like, lab out these specific situations where you feel like you're making, like, the wrong choice a lot. Because where you've built a habit. I'm just gonna let this kind of play out while I'm saying this. Like,
yeah,
you gotta, like, have these answers so you know what you're trying to do. Where it's like, this is a moment where you knew, like, you're gonna dash back and you're looking for side Bs or whiff punish. you didn't react exactly to what he did, but you reacted to him moving, which was really good. And so like your intent was in the right place, you just didn't react. And so like you're autopiloting it a little bit. That makes sense?
Yeah.
If you feel like you're not reacting in certain situations, don't just force it. That's the thing. Like, you have to try to build a little bit of confidence, and it's okay to like miss opportunities 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times. If on the 7th time you get it and it works and you win, it's fine. That makes sense?
Yep.
And that's what I want you to do, is like, if you feel like you're struggling to get punished on certain things, try to punish things in a different way. Be a little bit more creative in how you go about it. Or instead, just wait and like try to avoid them. Try to recreate the situation. Try to find more confidence in it rather than just like going for what you want to do. Make sense?
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, you just going too hard on the lasers and you didn't look at him at all in that moment. That makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like that first game went really well, and then these games just kind of start falling apart.
Honestly, the first half of this first game is really good.
Right.
It's just that you're getting impatient to kill him. What you got to keep in mind is like when you're fighting a character like Yoshi, it's like the hit confirms are going to be hard because he has his double jump, he has his nair, he can hit you back and do a lot of damage, and he's heavy, right? So what you got to do is just take it in stride. If you get the hit confirm, cool. If not, you get him to 180 and then you hit him and then he dies, you know? And you want to just accept that as fact. That makes sense?
Yeah, no, that actually happens in this game.
Yeah, like right here.
This game or this set, but I know he gets to like 200% at some point.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, all right, just play it like, you know.
Yeah, like watch this. In this moment, like you're getting a little impatient, but you're still doing good. And then here you read him because you've adapt to the fact that he's dropping shield every time you hit shield to try and do things, right? So you hit this up tilt and you get this, and in your head I can already tell that you were like, oh, he didn't die, that sucks. And then here from this point forward you just guess constantly. Ready? Guess, 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 and then you stop. But you did all this where you were just like all over the place, like, oh my god, please just die. And you can't do that. That's the thing that you have to get rid of, is that you have to just go like, I gotta wait for it. I gotta find it again. And you gotta bait him, you gotta find your opportunity, because now you're gonna get taken advantage of it, and you're gonna take all this percent, or you're gonna get hit, and you might die first here.
Yeah, dude.
Example right there. And that's my point, because you're just trying to hit him now. You stopped baiting him anymore. And that's the game plan works, and the game plan leads to your win conditions, and that's what makes you succeed, right?
Yeah.
You just gotta commit to it, right? There's no reason to stop doing what you were doing. That makes sense?
Yeah, I think it's just like I obviously don't like actively think, all right, let's just stop doing what's working, but I just feel like I'm doing it for some reason.
Yeah,
you know.
And that's really the big thing, is like what you have to catch yourself making the mistake, because it's a habit that you're just like, okay, he is at high percent, I'm gonna try to kill him, right? What you have to do in that moment is go like, I don't have to go kill him. Like, catch yourself having that thought and be like, I don't have to kill him. I can keep waiting. I will find it. And like, be self-aware of that. That makes sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, and see, like, you're constantly trying to just like use down B because you just want to, but it's not working because you're doing it when he's way too high up in the air. And what you gotta be doing is like those nairs. You were doing those nairs and fairs and they were working real well, and then you just stopped doing it because you wanted to do down B for no reason. And like there, you're just guessing when he's gonna air dodge and where he's gonna go a lot. You gotta wait for him to come to the ground a lot more. You're getting just a little bit ahead of yourself. There you go. And you finally were like, wait a minute, I can just do this forward air and hit him and then drag down and grab him and do my combo. I'm sick. Like, you just had to take a second to be like, wait, this still works. Like, I can just always do that. Yeah, you have a very bad habit of just doing side B from the corner. You have to just sit in the corner more. Yeah, I want you to just wait. Like, when you see dash, side B. When you see whiff, side B. When you see them let go of shield, side B. That's fine. All totally fine. You have to wait for it. That's it. Like, it's just one of those things, you just have to wait for it. Because you have the right idea. Like, I know what you're looking for, but you're not waiting long enough. Because you have the read and you had the, like, you adapted to like how he acted out of shield. You had to wait for it. That makes sense?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that my side B off ledge is it's hurt me a lot. I need to really stop doing it.
Yeah, you don't side B through people. You have to remember that. Like that is a inherent design that like that move is not safe for you to do. It is not like low risk, high reward. It is high risk, high reward because it's really easy to hit the move and it's really easy to just shield and punish it. That makes sense?
Yeah, I know the Fox game, like, this guy doesn't really punish me for it that much, but, like, the Fox game, like, he baits it and abuses it so hard.
Yeah, like, what I really want you to keep in mind is that, like, you have, like, in these moments like this, you have to stop thinking about, like, okay, you hit this fair and you're like, okay, sick. And then you just stop looking at him. Like, you 100% looked at yourself here to, like, figure out what you wanted to do and just didn't react. He just threw another egg. Make sense?
Yeah.
And that's really the thing. Like, you have to keep your eyes on them. Trust yourself to move. Because it's the moments like that where I can definitely tell that you're thinking about what you want to do and not paying attention at all. And, like, these moments, too, like, you keep doing things in twos, especially on shield again. And I remember one thing, react. Because you're up to such low lag there that he can't punish you anyway. So if he tries to jump away or anything like that, you can go and hit it. Like that, but you didn't, you autopilot and jumped and tried to hit shield more. You don't get to hit shield more. You get to hit shield once.
Alright.
Also, I would write down too, I do think you are using laser too close to your opponent too much. In general, it's like definitely one of your filler things that like side B and laser, you're kind of just doing them too much. Like, this is good. And then there, like, you jumped off way too early. And then, like, almost SD'd. Like, this is, like, what I want you to do in this situation here. You hit this laser. I want you to run off, apply positional pressure. And then see what he does. Because had you been looking at him here, what you would have done is jumped back onto ledge and just sat here and then been able to punish him coming back. Because you would have been able to, once you were standing here at the ledge again, you could have jumped and gone and hit that and he would have died. Right? And you just got to slow down. You're thinking about step 5 and you're on step 1 still. And so you just got to slow yourself down. That's really it. Like, the ideas you have are fine. Had he drifted and came towards you like that down air that you wanted to do would have been completely right. But he didn't do that. And he had the option to not do it because you didn't account for his double jump. Make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, and like here, whenever you back up, you have to remember reactionary windows, the way they work, is you give up the space, react, then decide what to do. And like right now, you definitely have a bad habit of like retreating, whether it be roll, dash, jump, and immediately doing something. And you have to erase that. You just got an empty movement, okay? What a weird little F smash he went for.
I think it was a misinput.
Honestly, he was just sitting there. I don't know what else it could have been.
Yeah, I honestly think it was a misinput.
That was so
like
odd.
That, I know that one right there,
Yeah.
that one on the platform, that was supposed to be drop down
Yeah.
back air.
But on the platform, that was so odd. Or on the stage with the ledge. Weird.
Okay, the video is gonna cut for when I lose my second stock because I thought it was my final stock, so I accidentally pressed A and then it was.
Oh.
So you're gonna see that, but I was like, I don't really have time to redo this.
That's okay.
It'll be clear when it happens, I'm sure.
Yeah, no worries. What I want you to keep in mind when you're fighting a character like Yoshi, whose recovery is bad, honestly, is that you don't have to kill them either. You can just hit Yoshi far enough away. So in these moments like this, where you're going for like the down air to try and punish him after this, you don't even have to do that. You could have just like ran off and like nared and just dragged him down and he would have died. Because he won't make it back.
Yeah.
Especially because the most important thing to keep in mind with Yoshi, so the way his up B works, is he only gets that little boost from throwing the egg, right? In the air?
Yeah.
He gets it once. One time. That's it. And so, if he up Bs and you hit him, and he doesn't have a double jump, he's praying that his air dodge makes it. That's it.
Right.
That's literally it. Because up B will only, like, slightly stall him, but he'll still keep falling. It just slows his descent. That makes sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, his up B turns into, like, Sopo of B, where he just goes, eh, and goes nowhere, you know? That's what Yoshi literally turns into after he throws the egg the first time. And that's where it's like, okay, you're dead. As well as, like, even, like, game 1, like, you footstool them, which is really good. And I want you to look for stuff like that more. And, like, side being him off stage, too. I think when you... Yeah, you're just too aggressive in the corner, off the stage, in general. I just want you to, like... I just want you to recover. And start there. And then when you see them overextending, like, get reversals. Don't try to fight people from disadvantage as much, okay?
Yeah.
I think that's definitely a problem that, like... You just are like, I want to hit you. And you just have to accept that you can't.
Yeah, I feel like I'm too aggressive in general.
Yeah, that's correct.
Like, definitely in the corner as well, but
yeah.
I think in general I am.
Yeah. Because even, like, here, it's like you're trying to fight him and, like, hit him back all the time. And you're doing it without any confidence. You're just doing it because you want to do it. And you're, like, taking all this %. And you're missing every punish and opportunity because you're just guessing on how you want to hit him and hoping that it works. And, like, here, you just guess. And then he just mashes down B after jumping and kills you. Because you're not looking at him for what to do. You just try to do what you want to combo him and hope that it works. Yoshi, especially as a character, you have to lab out comboing because he's very unique with nair, down B, double jump, his air dodge, all that stuff. That makes sense?
Yeah, for sure. And I feel like I didn't react to the DI because
yeah, you didn't react to the DI and you didn't react to jump.
Yeah, because that first up air is true, but like the second one.
Yeah, right here.
Obviously, that
went for it, and then after you missed it, you didn't look at the magnifying glass to see what he was doing, and you just tried to drift into him and hit him, and you die. And like that could have killed you at like 50, but you were already like way high enough % to get killed by that. Make sense?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Do you have any questions?
No, I'm just writing down stuff that
Gotcha.
is way too obvious that I need to work on.
Gotcha. Oh, let me mute that. I always forget. All right, there we go. Yeah, so like there, you could have even grabbed him and then comboed him and done the whole shebang, you know? And like that's the kind of thing where you want to make sure that you know these things. You got to spend more time like studying the way your character interacts with their character, because I think you've got a good idea with like what you're trying to do. It's just like because you're so uncomfortable in how to do it in each environment. What I want you to do is like spend the time being like, okay, this week, month, whatever, I want to get better at fighting Fox, and just try to find as many Fox players, regardless of how good or bad they are or whatever, and get exposure to it, get understanding of it, study his frame data, watch other VODs of people playing the matchup, and learn from that. That makes sense?
Yeah, that's something I definitely need to get better at.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you definitely struggle with like playing for the sake of playing, and we need to get you back into like a purpose in what you're trying to work on. And so it's like being mindful of the things that yourself, but also like what are you trying to practice as well. And I think one of the things you need to do is be in the environment of a matchup specifically, so you can kind of like focus on that.
Yeah.
And just grind it out. And it can be sets, or it can be like first to 10 and like get a good amount of experience and then go back and study it and then try again the next day. That makes sense?
Yeah, for sure. So you're saying pretty much take it one matchup at a time.
Yeah.
And
I also think that you think side B is faster than it is. It's frame 13. It's not that fast.
Right. And
that's something I really, really want you to keep in mind. Like, it's not that good. It's okay, but it's contextual still. You fly across the stage, but it's got startup, you know?
Yeah.
And then you can do all the math for that stuff. For like if someone has like a certain amount of landing lag or total frames and stuff like that too, you can get punishes. But you have to wait to see those things and then abuse that rather than just like doing it and hoping that it works. Trial and error is fine, but we have the resources to define yes or no on certain things like that. That makes sense. Creativity is good, but relying on guessing is bad. Make sense?
Yeah, for sure. No, and I know I'm definitely bad at looking at, like, I've looked at Falco frame data plenty of times.
Yeah.
But like
now you got to look at how like
characters,
what is it? How does it work against this character? Or how does their frame data work against me? Right? Don't forget that you can roll through multi-hit jabs after the 10th or 12th hit or something like that. So like then you can roll through and then get like a free punish. Or what you can do is like try to just parry the finisher if you're comfortable with that. You have to wait for the finisher though, and so that's something you have to keep in mind. Because
Yeah,
if
I
not,
think
you get
I
little
think
scrambles like that.
yeah, I think there I tried to
You should get ahead of yourself. That was it.
predict.
Yeah.
Well, I tried to predict when the finisher was going
And
to
that's
be.
the thing, you
And
don't have to because it hits you so
Yeah.
hard that he just goes like bam, and you're like just let go of shield. And it's like simplifying that. And if you feel like you're bad at it, practice it and just sit in training mode and do that. That makes sense.
Yeah, for sure.
I forget. Do you have the training mode mod pack?
I do not.
Okay, I would definitely look into getting that set up. Do you have a day one switch? Like,
Yes.
okay, I would definitely look into getting that set up. It is very much worth it, and I think you would benefit a lot from it, for being able to like test out specific things, and it would be really good for you to like learn DI and like covering that.
Okay.
And there's a lot of guides for it online. I would definitely look into it. I can after the lesson, I can link you a guide for it. Okay.
Yeah. You don't have to like jailbreak your Switch or anything.
Sort of, but the way you
Sort of.
can do it is, so like I have mine set up where the way you like set it to the jailbreak is like you do it by plugging it in your computer and then launching that, and like make sure you're not online when you're doing all that, obviously. And then you use like a little jig to get into like the safe mode. So there's like a little thing you have to buy on Amazon also that's like $5 to $8 or something like that. It's like really cheap, and it's a little thing that you use for doing it. And then you enable it. But then when you turn your Switch off, the jailbreak is off. So then you're good.
Okay.
So it's like dual booting, if you know what that is.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can use a paperclip, but you have a higher chance of damaging your Switch if you use a paperclip as well, instead of the jig. So I would, if you have the money to spend like $5 to $10, I would just buy the jig, just for the sake of convenience, consistency, and like I have a friend who uses like the paperclip method, and like some days it's like, okay, boom, I got it, and some days it's like 15 minutes of him like finagling to get it.
Oh yeah, no, I'd rather just buy it.
Yeah. Even like here, it's like you're so like fixated on like I want to hit him with down B. I want to hit him with down B. I want to hit him with down B. Oh, I could have killed him.
Yeah.
And you're just like you're so fixated on that, and you got to like really pay attention to the context just a little bit more, man, so that you can get these punishes and get these hits and just kill him, and then it's done. As well as even like there, it's like you were so scared of him like hitting you with up smash that you like kept panicking, and you could have up smashed him back and killed him, or like tried to grab him, or like tried to nair him or something, and like you just spot dodged, and there was no reason to spot dodge there because up smash is like super unsafe. Yeah, minus 36. You could have coughed and then hit him. And like there, it's like just go out and hit him. Just edge guard him, bro. Just jump out there and forward air and just hit him.
Yeah.
You know? Because you had the time, and you had the time to position yourself and like drift and then try hit down B, and then you choked it, and you're like, that sucks. And I see you get demoralized when you do that. And honestly, like, I want you to just like really try to pay attention to the context just a little bit more. There's a lot of times where you're kind of like expecting something to happen and it's just not happening. And I just want you to sit and play and just like literally tell yourself what you see. And when you go, oh, I don't know what I was supposed to do there, write that situation down and then go and explore it. That makes sense?
Yeah.
And once you get the mod pack set up, it's super easy to do that too. Yeah, you can even have them set up to do like landing aerials on your shield and stuff like that now. That's really cool. So you can practice like parrying, or you can practice like punishing out a shield and stuff like that. It's really cool. And then, yeah, you had the right idea and you were just a little late on it. And then there you go, you got it that time.
I also think I have a bad habit of when I get them off stage of just full hop double lasering.
Yep, no, you totally do. And you just gotta go out there, man. Like, I want you to, like, there are certain things that I want you to, like, go hard explore and, like, just know right and wrong. But then those open-ended situations, I just want you to go out and pressure them and go, oh, hey, I can just go hit you. Cool, you're dead. And, like, that's a trial and error, like a feel thing that you gotta just try out. Because versus some people, you're gonna get, versus others, you're not. Why are you playing on this stage?
Because it was legal for the tournament. Don't ask me why.
Oh my god. What year is it? I hate Smashers, man.
I don't know why, but you know, it was my pick, and he banned Smashville, so I was like,
you know what? No shame for going here. I don't blame you. I think the stage is like super gross and makes a lot of things like really wonky. Like hitting shield is really weird here because moves are safer or less safe depending on how you are on the slope and which side you hit them on.
Yeah, and spoiler alert, I won this game for it, so it worked. But
Yeah.
Yeah, it took me a little while because for some reason this stage was legal and they had 3 bans.
They just put, so, well, like, they did more stages and then more bans. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, so like they got rid of triplats in Smashville, and I was just like, I don't really want to go PS2, and so
yeah. Yeah, like even here's like a great situation where like I'll be honest with you, like you made the mistake, you held shield, you got spooked. You didn't jump away once you realized he was getting away from you, right? Mm-hmm. And then just you go, oh, let me do something, and then he just hits you.
Right.
And what you gotta keep in mind is like, especially like you don't want to get hit by dash attack at this point, because it's like had he not choked here, you could have died, because it would have been like up air to up air, and you would just died right there, right? Mm-hmm. Or just like up air into landing trap, and like that's just not a good feeling in general, right? So especially if you're at a percent where you're gonna get comboed or get killed for like challenging there, you just hold shield, and like it's better to take that, because you remember I told you a while ago where it's like the idea of like sometimes you're gonna be taking an L and you just need to take the smaller L, right? What's the worst thing that could happen? Fox grabbing you is the worst thing that could happen, or like the least bad thing that could happen, and the worst thing that could happen is getting hit by either like up smash raw or like a combo for him to try and kill you. That makes sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
And that's the kind of thing you want to look at with these like situations of being like, I held shield too long, I'm committed to holding shield now, because if I try to do something at this position, I'm gonna be in a worse situation. So I'd rather just hold shield and see what he does and go from there. That makes sense?
Yeah, no, it does.
One of the things I want you to keep in mind is like sometimes you'll do something and be like, oops, or like, and it's the same thing with like when you hesitate, when you do something wrong, and you don't have to like hard commit to it. You can just stop and be like, let's see what happens, because sometimes there's not more you can do about it. That it's just like, this is the way it is, and I just gotta play out this like disadvantageous position now. Make sense?
Yeah.
Give me 1 second. I just gotta close my bedroom window because it's starting to rain. So I'll be right back.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, let's continue. Yeah, because you see there's a lot of times where he like jumps and just waits for you, right? Those are the times where he gets his punishes on you, and like that's the thing, is that you got to do the same exact thing. That makes sense?
Yeah.
That was a really good turnaround up tilt when you realize you crossed him up. That's the kind of thing that I want to see, that you're aware. You show that like a lot of times you're able to see these things. And like that's the thing that you have to have confidence in. Like, I can do this. But like right here where he's running and you're like, oops, like I reacted way too late to that. He's now in his run, not his dash. He can't side B anymore. You just gotta like bait him or like run away. That makes sense?
Yeah, definitely.
Because there's no right answer there, but the wrong answer is just challenging him with something that is high risk. And you say a lot of times you're like just jumping and like committing to nair. Once you jump and you're like, oh, he ran away. You don't have to commit to the nair. This doesn't do anything. It just puts you in an animation, allows him to move around more freely because he's faster than you. Makes sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, whenever you hit him and you don't know how to combo, you just jump and do double laser. I want you to just move back forward and like apply positional pressure. Let me show you how Fox up tilt works.
Yeah, I figured it out slowly during this matchup.
So this hit hits you this way, and then this hit hits you this way. So whichever one, if you get hit in the front, you just hold behind. If you get hit in the back, hold in front of him and just commit to that. Because when you go back and forth, that's what makes you get hit more. Because that doesn't, like, it's a thing that doesn't like work in this game. Like, it's not supposed to combo in itself. It's specifically designed, like there you hit the ground that time, and then here you're wiggling, and then there you got out of it because you just held the direction. That makes sense. Right. And that's the thing you want to like lab out.
Yeah, that happened a few times this set, and yeah, that was the one time where I was like, ah, shoot, which way do I go? And I kept wiggling, and then I was like, all right, let me just hold a direction.
That's what you need to do too, is like when you're gonna learn from it, just hard commit to like, let's see if DI in works, let's see if DI out works, or up, or whatever, right? And hard commit to that and learn from the consequences and play that out, instead of like doubting like, maybe in, maybe out, maybe in, maybe out, because you're gonna accomplish nothing when you do that, and you're gonna be so focused on you doing that you're not gonna take anything from it. That makes sense?
Yeah, and I believe, call me out if I'm wrong on this, but I believe that's the only time I like really get caught in the up tilt.
Good, that's good.
Like, I definitely get hit by it more.
Yeah, I mean, of course, you're gonna get hit
that.
by up tilt. That's just the nature of the character. But like, you don't get like vortexed by it, which is what's important.
Yeah.
Did you play Smash 4? I forget.
No, I skipped 4. I played Melee and Brawl.
Yes, yeah. In Smash 4, it comboed into itself. So it was a very inherent change that like, what would happen is like you dash attack someone at 0 in Smash 4, and you could just up tilt certain characters like 6 times. And they would just take all that percent. And so they designed the different hitboxes, the front and back, so that they didn't combo into themselves anymore. And so that's the like thing that you want to make sure you take advantage of. You get up to like once, maybe twice, and like that's it. And if you're not directly above him, like he's not comboing off of it. And even there, like you hit that side B, and you were like, oh my god. Like you just thought you were gonna die. You just gave up immediately once you committed there, instead of being like, I just have to see what happens. Because those are the moments there where you need to get those reversals, and you got this up smash. It was harder than it needed to be because you had a true combo.
Right.
Because you had to outplay him there instead of just getting the thing that's like, oh, hey, you're dead. And then there you autopilot on his shield again, yeah.
Yeah, I have a bet. Yeah, that's another bad habit I have is if the first up tilt gets shielded, I tend to second up tilt.
I just want you to like accept the consequence of like do that one thing and then try to shield or try to run away or whatever it is, instead of just going and hitting shield more. But also I want you to stop trying to up tilt shield.
Yeah.
Like you definitely need to stop doing that.
Yeah, it feels safer than it is.
You have a package, by the way, on your desk. Okay. Yeah, even there, it's like you autopilot and you're just like, oh god. And like, had you done that first up tilt and then reacted, you could have tech chased him into side B and like gotten more. And like, you got it, but like, it was just so like awkward and uncomfortable how you got it. You made it harder for yourself.
100%, yeah.
Yeah, then here, I like that you just bailed and like you recovered in a creative way. But also, bro, I just want you to do get-ups. Like, I've not seen you roll from ledge more than maybe once. And you're like way too horrified of it. Like, rolling from ledge ain't the plague, I promise. It works. It works. Jumping from ledge ain't the plague. Like, it will work. You can do that. And it's just about like seeing what they're doing and then finding opportunity. You don't need to just like go and fight them. Yeah, see, like, you didn't know what to do, you just shot laser, and he was already jumping around and doing all this stuff. All you had to do was sit there. There you go. Look at that. Look at that. Look how easy that was.
Oh, God, that started a bit late.
That's okay. It's like a second or two in. Yeah, see how, like, after that, like, this was like a scramble, and he picked the wrong option. But you didn't need to do that. All you had to do was, like, down tilt him, react, and then, like, go for an air and get, like, a real combo, and you could have gotten this with, like, more control. And, like, that was just, like, all spaghetti. And you said you lose the set?
Yeah, I lose the set.
Yeah. I do think also, like, when you get a stock lead, you just start, like, going for shit. And, like, you just gotta commit to the thing that you were doing. You don't have to change your play in any way because you're winning or losing or anything like that. You commit to the game plan that allows you to succeed. And if what they're doing is allowing you to do X thing, X way, do it. But if it's not, then change. That makes sense? Yeah, like, see there, yeah.
Yeah, see, he starts calling me out for that, and that's how I lose this game. He's constantly calling me out for that
You're also not spacing on his shield. And so, like, because you're autopiloting, I want you to keep in mind, when you hit shield and you try to do a tilt, like up tilt, right? Up tilt is frame 5. But when you hit shield with Nair, right? Nair is -7 or -6 if you do it, like, really well, but it's going to be closer to, like, 8 or 10, okay? When you do that, he now has 10 frames to act before you can. Then you're going into 4 frames of startup before a hitbox where you're completely vulnerable. So it's like you're -14 if you're trying to do that. That makes sense?
Yeah.
And like that's the thing that you have to not do that. Like because of that. Because you committed that, he gets to grab you. And like obviously Fox doesn't get a lot off of that. But if that was like Pika, you'd be really upset. Because then you'd be like, oh, I'm taking like 60 because I tried to up tilt shield. That makes sense?
Yeah, for sure.
Or like, let's say you're at like 100 versus Pika and he grabs you and you're so busy doing your ups and all that stuff, you're just gonna get up to 100. You know what I mean? And like, I want you to think about it like that. And like some characters you can get away with certain things, but Fox has good enough out of shield options. You can't just like mash on his shield. He's not Greninja.
Yeah. That death was that side B was just misspaced. That was supposed to go to ledge.
Yeah, and see there, it's like you're reaching a little bit too hard and trying to get things that aren't there because you're desperate.
Yeah, there I was definitely desperate trying to get that into down air.
And you're doing it again. You see there, it's like you're thinking that your down B is faster than it is, and that it hits higher than it does, and it doesn't. And you have to like really solidify that and like look at these hitboxes and get a feel for it and practice these kinds of things. So you're not just fishing for hits. That makes sense?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely feel like I was a little desperate here.
Yeah, and you see you're just like throwing things out, like 2-3, and you're just like autopiloting, trying to throw out hits. You're not looking for what he's gonna do. You're just throwing stuff out. And like that's what you gotta do. Is like when you don't know what to do, wait. Like that's like the hard rule. Because remember, when you don't know what to do, the game will tell you what to do. You find it. You have time. You're about to lose this game with 4 minutes left. That's a lot of time. That makes sense?
Yeah. And then here I start getting scared because I'm on an up air percent and I keep air dodging way too much.
Yeah, and then that time you don't air dodge, you just hit the, oh my god, I just cut right there. You're just like, I'm done. I hate this.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's really the big thing to take from today is like, it's okay to do nothing. It's totally okay to do nothing. You can not know what to do, and that's okay. But you also need to acknowledge the things that you don't know when you don't know what to do, and go and explore that, and spend the time studying, researching, asking questions. I want you to try to figure things out on your own first, and then when you're like really lost, then ask in like the question channel, and then ask me and stuff like that, and then go from there. That makes sense?
Yeah.
And that's really because you have to build that good system. If instead of being like, damn, I suck, it's that like, I just didn't know what to do. And that's okay. It's okay to not know what to do because there's 80-something characters in this hellscape of a game. And you got to figure it all out one at a time, you know? It takes time. And you just got to be patient with yourself. All right, bro?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have any questions?
My only question... It's completely different than what we're talking
go
about.
for it. Yeah.
What would you say would be the best thing for figuring out for say? So when I was playing Zero Suit, you know, when you're
figuring out what
striking,
I didn't hear what you said. Sorry.
I didn't finish it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Figuring out what stages to strike.
Because don't worry about that right now.
I played...
None of that matters right now. I'll be honest with you. It just doesn't matter right now. Just play stages you like, and the stages you don't like, go and spend time practicing on them and get good at them. The only time you want to not give a character a stage is if you're like, okay, I know that thing, super dumb. So like a good one I'll give you, Mario and Yoshi's. Don't ever let Mario go to Yoshi's. You will die at 30. Like it's just the way it is. Doesn't matter. Like hard rule. The rest of the stuff, most other characters, it's pretty much preference. Like some other weird ones is like Ike on like Smashville or like Inkling on Smashville, but it's like it's not so overwhelmingly like ridiculous like Mario is on Yoshi's that like it just comes down to how you feel. And sometimes you just gotta go and just learn in the moment. And if you feel like you're bad at playing on certain kinds of stages, you gotta play on the stage more. So like, as much as we all hate Lylat, it's still unfortunately legal, and you have to learn how to play on it.
Right.
Make sense?
Yeah, no, I think it's just because like I went from playing a Zero Suit where it's like, all right, I want to play on triplats. If I can't get triplat, get PS2. And now it's just like, well, Falco can play on anything. Where am I going? Right?
You can just go wherever you want. Like that's the right. You just do whatever you want. Stage you like, cool, go for it. Learn from it, feel it out. Doesn't matter. There's no wrong answer. I'll tell you that. Because like, There's nothing where it's like, yeah, Falco sucks here. It's just, you're fine. And the only stage I'd say probably be careful with is like Kalos, because you're not that fast. That's it.
Yeah.
But that again, Kalos can still be fine if you feel like you're like, oh, I just need way more space to play this guy. God bless, go to Kalos. Nothing wrong with that.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
Do you have any other questions?
No, I think I'm good.
Okay, cool. So we'll finish up there for today. Be sure to take some notes and when you rewatch the VOD and shoot me those notes. And I will talk to you later. Keep me updated, right, man?
Yeah, definitely. And can you send me the mod pack stuff?
Yes. Let me do that right now. Okay, here's the Discord for the mod pack. And then let me get the video for how you do the jailbreak. All right, there you go.
Perfect. Thanks.
Yeah, I will talk to you later, man.
Yeah, sounds good.
All right, see ya. Have a good one.